hasn't played pretend games as children? Ghar ghar, teacher teacher, office office, we are sure to have played imaginary games like these at some point in our childhood. Did you know that playing ghar ghar is actually a vital tool in the development of your child? In fact, playing itself lays the foundation for your child to develop to the fullest potential. As we celebrate childhood and joyful learning through play on Bachpan Manao, with Step and NDTV, we are joined today by Professor Usha Goswami, who is Director, Centre for Neuroscience in Education at the University of Cambridge. Thank you so much, Dr. Goswami, for joining us. So, I want to ask you, what is the importance of free play or unstructured play, and what does it teach children?
Pretend play is very important for both developing children's prosocial skills and for teaching them to regulate their own emotions. Because if you've ever watched children playing an imaginary game, their biggest desire is to be part of that game. So they have to learn the rules. The rules might be that you're not allowed in this part of my fort because you're not the right kind of soldier or something. So they have to learn to regulate their own desire to be in that fort. And at the same time, they have to use their imagination to create these scenarios that they're partaking in, which means reading the emotions of the other players, being aware of how to include everybody in the game. It's one of the best indicators of good prosocial development is to engage in pretend play with other children.
Okay, and everybody loves, I think, we've all done it at some point, like I said earlier as well. Professor Goswami, but does pretend play take away from learning? Does it make the child less academically ready?
If anything, it does the opposite. So we've seen that from our research that children who play imaginary games and use more language at a higher level and have more understanding of how to include everyone in the game, they're the ones who cognitively do better at school, because this is developing so-called executive function skills, which is children's ability, just like executives in a bank, to kind of decide what's the most important thing to do next. How do I control my emotions so that I can have the best outcome? And those types of social factors are very important for learning cognitively then in a school setting.
Well, it's extremely important, pretend play. Thank you so much, Professor Goswami, for joining us on NDTV.
Thank you.